Try to go quick on this one. I was looking for all I intended to do was find the location of where Judge Manuel Benales did that car wreck. It looks like this would be it right there. And behind those trees, this is as close as I really could park. Behind those trees, there's an embankment. And this, it said the location was North Padre Island Drive, which is right there, and I-37. You do have this one coming into I-37, and there's an embankment going up there. On the other side, you don't really have like an embankment, and the other real dangerous turn is going north, where a lot of people hit that guardrail. So this probably was where he went up the embankment, and then those textile workers were, and this is, you could even see they're doing construction actually right now over there. Just so happened for me to try to find the exact thing, I did a little turnaround. I wouldn't have mentioned it, but I actually had to go down Leopard Street. Leopard Street is right back here. That street is known as like a prostitution street. So, one of the things I read as I was just Googling for the location of the wreck was there was a report that Judge Benales was picked up for solicitation of prostitutes, which would be normally the street. I normally don't even drive down that street just for normal purposes because there are cops up and down. But I did it to make that turn. But that one report I read said he paid off, or the judges he appears before is a close-knit community. One said that one of the cases, legal activity of Benales, he appeared before a judge that Benales actually employed family members and children of that other judge. Look, in a normal municipality, a judge recuses himself if he has a conflict of interest. Now, being I got it on, I wanted you to see that more than likely is where he went off and went up. One report also said the reason he was not charged, you could see they're lying. They said even though, and they lowered the speed, and they said, and even though he was going so many miles over the speed limit, that report said it's not illegal if you're only doing 7 miles over the speed limit, but they lied, they lowered it on that report. So I'll mention this. Why would there be, it just so happened because I'm Googling Benales and all, it just so happened I'm seeing Judge Sandra Watts doing a special dedication or praising him for such high integrity. Missy Mattery doing the unveiling of his portrait at the court. Maybe they thought they'd have to wait so many years. The other case was Judge Benales hit a homeless man in his vehicle. He's had vehicular criminal history. And supposedly he settled a civil case with the homeless guy that he had. Now, maybe just so happens there were a lot of, when I Googled criminal activity by Judge Benales, and one of my videos actually popped up on Google that I recently did, like yesterday, I guess. But that's where I saw some of these other posts. I don't know. Maybe they figured they'd give it some time. And then the people, there are indeed some Hispanic media that expose and are critical, which rightfully should be critical. Why the Kohler Times and Nick Jimenez and others went the other route, I don't know. I don't know. The one person that I kind of doubted, he is a blogger out of like Victoria, and his blog I came across maybe a year ago, and it's WordPress, which I have a site on WordPress, and it's called Patriot Dad. And I just came across it when I was Googling corruption in Nueces County like a few years ago. Now, when I first read this site, he believed that there was a connection with the local judges here in Nueces County with a child sex ring or a swingers club that is only, it's highly secretive. And the only people that get in it are people that are like judges and prosecutors and law enforcement or whatever. That's kind of what he was saying on his site a few years ago. And then he said that there was a sheriff out of Victoria that regularly sexually abused the minors that they would pick up and arrest and hold them illegally in a particular jail. So for those reasons, I thought, I don't know. But then sure enough, there was an arrest made of that particular sheriff. Now, this Patriot Dad knew the sheriff. He went to school with him, from what I read on his site. And I believe Patriot Dad is like an insurance, sells insurance. He said he was like a client. He said obviously went bad. That sheriff did get arrested for that indeed crime. It was in media. And it was for that reason. And then I think they gave him like house arrest for 6 months. You know, if you're... Now he believes that there was a connection. And I'll only mention this because he also believed that there was a possible blackmailing with Tom Greenwell. That maybe people that are involved in these types of things, if you have a judge or a prosecutor or law enforcement and they kind of had this going on, if you're in a swingers club and it's an adult swinger, I'm not in them. And as an adult, you're free to do what you want to do. It becomes illegal if there are minors or children involved. But one of the national media outlets that I had linked to actually said, a national outlet, that there was an investigation because there was a question if Judge Greenwell was being blackmailed. That was like from HuffPost or one of the others. So it wasn't just how you would have a judge. The City Hall is right down that way. Leopard Street is where prostitutes are solicited, is right over there. How you could have a member on the bench with this type of history. And these were reports I read. If they're all true, I already have the links and everything on there. How could you have them? Unless others that are in the know, the last you would want to do with a judge like that should have faced penalties just for the car wreck, which how all this started for me. Besides all the other things. And some believe because, according to the Caller Times, they're a close-knit group and they wouldn't want stuff to get out into the public. It's an amazing thing that was a statement made to the Caller Times when they were requesting how many sexual harassment complaints were made against Guy Williams. And for them to say they were seeking an opinion from the Attorney General Paxton and all. But for them to have said that, and the Times did right in publishing that response. But all that fits in. All that fits in. So I just stopped for that one reason, for you to see more than likely that's where his coupe de ville went up the embankment. And let me tell you here, the speed limit right there, if this was the one, it doesn't make a difference which one it is, but the speed limit there, if you're doing 91, which one report said, you are way, and that's not 7 miles over the speed limit, by the way. But you're way, you're driving recklessly if you're doing that, okay?